Hey Nerf friends, I haven't done a long form video in what feels like forever. Things were really busy after Grove College. I got back, I did a Nerf birthday party, I made a huge mess in the basement. I have projects I'm working on, I'm still doing lots of shorts, lots of excuses. I wanted to do a little bit of a review, and oh boy, I'm doing a review on something I said I wouldn't review. Elite 2.0. Look, I picked this one up because it is one of my favorite styles of blaster. I love these small, pocket-sized, 4-shot AR blasters. The Zombie Strike Quadrot is actually one of my favorites to take camping or to a park or just to pick up and casually play. This is a great blaster. So when I saw this one in kind of that same form factor, I thought I'd try it out. Plus, I will say the Wildland Edition colors I like a lot more than regular Elite 2.0 colors. So I got one. Sue me. I also, in a bunch of thrifted Nerf, got one of these. I don't even know what this is called. This is one of my only Alpha Strike blasters, but it's basically a cheap Quadrot. These blasters kind of drive me crazy with their triggers that feel like they're going to pinch my finger when I squeeze them. They drive me a little bit nuts that way, but I mean, it's comparable, so I thought it would be fun to talk about this one, which is one of my faves. Why not talk about this one a bit? And look and see how the Wildlands one measures up. I will say right away, man, I wish you could take that scope off, because it kind of takes it away from being a pocket blaster with that big scope. But let's open it up and have a little look. Ooh, okay. It feels light. It feels substantially lighter than the Quadrot. I guess there is less plastic, maybe? It definitely, this feels cheaper than the Quadrot. It feels more expensive than this. This feels cheaper than this. So it is a curve of cheapness. I really wish this was detachable. I might take this apart and take it off. I will say these darts are pretty. I'm not going to fire these. I think I'm going to stop firing different color combinations that come with blasters and just save them. I'm becoming something of a weird dart collector. Speaking of darts, check out that Titan rocket up there I just found. It's kind of funny to be doing a review video for this little Elite 2.0 blaster. I don't even know what it's called. The Prospector, I guess it's called. It's kind of weird to be doing this when I just opened up a Conquest Pro, and I wouldn't mind talking about that a bit. I have a Dart Zone Tomahawk that I bought down in the States at Target, a Target exclusive. Pretty exciting for a Canadian. But, you know, that's Nerf. You stumble across something, it kind of intrigues you, and you want to talk about that instead. Plus, I've said this before, these little blasters, I just think are trying to work on my trigger discipline. Did you notice that? I'm paying attention to you TikTok people, not that you're watching this. I'm a big fan of these small blasters, so I was interested in this, especially for 12 bucks. Okay. Got a little bit of snap. The first three were really good. The last one was bad, but I think that might have been a bad dart. That dart looked a little sketchy. I'll chrono all these in them. Oh, that drives me nuts. Wow, I don't like when my smart AR systems don't act smart. That's a bad dart too. My darts really took a beating at this last birthday party, I think. Let's try this again. I'm going to practice on the long videos. Do you guys feel that way? Oh boy. If you do, don't tell me. All right. I just want to get a feel for firing all four. Oh, that is weird, okay? Let's try this Alpha Strike blaster and see how we do here. One thing I don't like about this or the Prospector, I don't like not being able to shove my darts down in the entire way. I don't like when they're sticking out weirdly like this and you have to like bend them to put them in, but I don't like that. I mean, this certainly one try. I shot a lot more consistently. It felt like it didn't have as much power. Again, I'll chrono these after. Not bad. I mean, these pinchy triggers that are just like those, what are they called? Leaf springs? These triggers are awful. But for cheap, not bad. Let's put some through the, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Look at that, my darts go all the way down in there. Oh, Quadrot. Yeah, it's the best of the three. Feel-wise, for sure. I'm going to do one more run-through of my Prospector and see if I can get all 4 darts to fire. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it came loose. Oh, it would have fired. I ruined my own test. Yeah, that wasn't bad. One thing is for sure, I certainly would not take a Prospector over a Quadrot. Just for feel, the trigger on this is way better than this one. Even, I mean, I know it's Zombie Strike aesthetic, but even the detailing here, I mean, I wouldn't expect, you know, the same screws and cool Zombie Strike styling, but this is just, there is no design, and then it's hollow up here to just make the plastic as cheap as possible. I mean, I guess to be fair, this is hollow underneath here too, but it really feels like they're cutting corners. On a positive note, I do like the colors. I do like this style of blaster, and I'm always happy when a reskin or a very similar version of a blaster I love is back on store shelves. It gives people a chance to try it out or just go out and buy one, especially one like this that's inexpensive. It's hard to go super wrong. Let's turn the camera around and get some chrono numbers so you can see how these measure up. Boy, it's a mess down here. Here we go with the claw. 65, 60, 58, 55. Now my favorite 4-shot Smart AR blaster, the Quadrot. 69, 57, 60, 59. Now we have the Prospector. 61. 2 of them fired out? Ugh. Let's try again. The Prospector seems to be the hardest one to get a solid reading on. 64. 57. 70. 56. I've fired 4 through this one a bunch. It is definitely the most inconsistent. The second one on the Quadrot that you saw, it was a little lower, but I think that was just the dart. So there you have some results. I mean, a lot of similarities. With all of these Smart AR blasters, you're going to get a little bit more pop from the top, and that'll go down a little bit as you go. It was interesting that after doing this a few times, I did it a few times not on camera too, it seemed like the Quadrot always had the best shot off the top, but then it had more of a spread from top to bottom, where these two, maybe the first shot wasn't as high as the Quadrot's first shot, but the spread was a little bit less in speed as it went down the barrels. So as far as a recommendation of the Prospector, I would say this is not a bad blaster to get for a kid for a birthday party, to just surprise your kid with a little blaster for playing with. This is not super expensive. I think it was 12 Canadian. It's not a bad blaster. I don't like it as much as the Quadrot. I'm pretty sure the Quadrot was more expensive than that when it came out. And it's not like you can just go out and buy a Quadrot off the shelf. If you see one of these thrifted, definitely pick it up. It is my favorite. I thought it had the best feel. I still think it has the best look. Even zombie stuff aside, I like the profile of it compared to this kind of really long exposed barrel thing, which I feel like is just to use less plastic. And then comparing this to this Alpha Strike blaster, I don't even know the name of it, and I'm not going to look it up. I'm sorry. I do not like these very much. I don't like the look. I don't like the hollow plastic thing. They end up feeling so light, and the triggers, they're pinchy triggers. I just do not like. Not to be a negative guy, but I'm not a big fan. Whoa. I'm checking back in here. I checked the price on Walmart Canada. This is $5.97. This is Jolt price My opinion of this blaster has gone up a bit. This is a good little party blaster for that money. That's pretty hard to compete with. This guy was $12.97 or something, so that's good value out of this. So I just wanted to be fair to the Claw. I don't know what a Quadrot was new. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me. It doesn't really matter because you can't get them new. All the ones I've thrifted have been in that $5 range though. This feels more premium for sure than this one, but they're very comparable performance-wise. The great thing about T-pull blasters, they're just super easy to grip onto. Kids of all ages can handle them. I'll also say this scope, it does look good. Like there's some really nice detailing on these kind of faux knobs on the scope here for adjusting it. And the scope is nice and wide. When I was aiming like this and looking through it, I could see my dart through it and, you know, keeping both eyes open. It didn't obstruct anything. So I actually didn't mind that scope nearly as much as I thought I would. So yeah, to wrap it up, this is worth the money for sure. Maybe not for sure. I went back and fired this a bunch more times, and several times I had these two middle darts fire at the same time. There was a lot of inconsistency in this. The more I use it, the less likely I am to recommend it. I'm sorry I keep changing my tune in this review, but I really would go with something like a Nerf Elite 2.0 Trio. It's only 3 shots, but I never had the firing inconsistency that I have with this. So I know it's only 12 bucks, but it doesn't even seem to work as well as this one. I know I'm all over the place. I just want you guys to have the facts, and I don't want anyone buying a blaster that is inferior to something else that's available right now. Take all this as you will. I like that I have another blaster that'll shoot 4, although it was a little bit more finicky with the Smart AR than the Quadrot was. I think because they're left sticking out a little bit too far. I think a little bit more plastic would have helped that quite a bit. First review in a while. I'm working on some mod projects. I'm keeping those short videos going as always. I'm working on some stickers, getting those ordered in. I'm going to be working on some patches. I got some stuff going on. Thanks so much to everyone who takes the time to comment on all those shorts and checks them out. A lot of regular commenters, and that means a lot. I hope you enjoyed this kind of rough review of this little blaster, but you know, I have a real soft spot for little blasters. When it comes to Nerf, size definitely isn't everything. See you next time.